flip side, we have number sex.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry, I've been MIA. If you saw my announcement, first my laptop broke, and then Cliff had a massive CRPS flare-up. It was so much fun. But I'm back now, and I'm here to bitch. A while back, I broke down the 10 best tips for writing fantasy, and you know me, I like to keep things interesting. Today, I'm breaking down the 10 worst tips for writing fantasy.
And Butters is gonna help because she is a feisty little lady herself, aren't you? Not really. I mostly just snuggle and play.
These are tips that I have seen people give in complete seriousness. It's usually people who have never published a book in their life, so, you know, clearly they're experts. We just love that kind of content. Before we get started, I want to say thank you so much to the amazing people at World Anvil for sponsoring today's video. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building platform specifically for writers, creators, and novelists, which means if you're a fantasy writer, this is the perfect platform for you. It allows for quick, easy, and organized world building. You can create multiple timelines. You can track your world's history. You can include interactive maps, family trees, tons of stuff. I'm a huge fan of World Anvil, but some of my favorite features are their manuscripts feature, which allows you to plot your book and organize your chapters directly on World Anvil, as well as their diplomatic relations tracker, which allows you to track how the nations, religions, and organizations in your world get along. They've also added some handy-dandy tweaks like icons for your table of contents for better ease and understanding, and personally, I live for this kind of stuff. The free version of World Anvil will get you started on all its major features, but Guild membership offers a ton of extras, including comprehensive privacy settings, co-authors, presentation options, and so much more. And right now you can get 20% off Master and Grandmaster membership with code Jenna Moreci. Click the link below, plug in that coupon code, and get 20% off. You will love them. I know I do. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell. I post videos on Wednesdays unless I'm on a brief hiatus because all of the tech problems occurred and then all of the health problems occurred, and just in general, life was chaos. And don't forget to check out my #1 best-selling dark fantasy series, the Savior series, featuring the Savior's Champion and the Savior's Sister, which is now available in audiobook. I have all the links below. With that said, Buttercup and I are here to break down the 10 worst writing tips if you're trying to tackle fantasy. Bing, bang, boom. Please keep in mind, all of the advice I'm about to give is 100% sarcastic. Please do not implement any of these tips. It's bad advice. Do yourself a favor, and all of your readers. Number 1, if it's not Tolkien, it's not fantasy. Genre isn't a broad classification giving readers a vague idea of what to expect in a story. Genre is a single author's work, and in this case, it's Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. This is the embodiment of the genre. If you're not duplicating Tolkien, I don't know what the hell you're writing, but it ain't fantasy. But Jenna, what about all the fantasy subgenres? I don't know what you're smoking, but Tolkien fits every subgenre. Urban fantasy? Obviously, the Shire is clearly a metaphor for the Bronx. Romantic fantasy? Duh. I clearly remember some sensual lovemaking between Sam and Frodo. Look, I'm just trying to help you. Study Tolkien. Emulate Tolkien, for in the world of fantasy, there is no other blueprint. Number 2, spend years building your world. This is commonly referred to as world builder's disease, and anything referred to as a disease must be pretty great. After all, the intricacies of thousands upon thousands of years of global history is far more important than the actual plot of your story. Spending years building your world is a natural part of the writing process. That's why every successful author only releases one book every quarter century. Besides, it's not like the world is just a supplementary part of the story. Everyone knows that things like plot, themes, story, and characterization are trivial in comparison to the vegetation and sewage practices of your world. Take your time building that world. Don't worry, no one thinks you're procrastinating the actual work. Number 3, get your advice from a gatekeeper. You know the super vigilant Star Wars fans? This is the fantasy equivalent, and boy are these people a delight. You can usually spot them because the only true writers in their opinion are Tolkien, George R.R. Martin, and Brandon Sanderson. You know, white men. Is anyone else allowed in this boys club? Of course, but only if you write exactly like these guys. I mean, who actually believes that different people from different gender expressions, different racial backgrounds, or from different walks of life may have different contributions to a genre? Sounds like some snowflake bullshit. Besides, as we already covered, that's not how genre works. Anyone who deviates from this basement dweller's expectations needs to get back in the kitchen where they belong. Or some racial slur, I don't know. Number 4, write all the exposition. Everyone knows that fantasy is one of those genres that requires a bit more exposition than the norm. And by a bit, I mean chapters upon chapters of that shit. There are several benefits to endless exposition. After all, nothing is more riveting than an info dump. Why would I read about monsters, battles, and romance when I can get pages upon pages describing leaves on a tree? Besides, you really have no other option. It's not like you can seamlessly weave need-to-know information via the plot beats, the character's journey, or the dialogue. That wouldn't make sense. Number 5, the more complex your magic system, the better. It's not a real magic system unless it confuses the fuck out of your reader. They didn't come here to be entertained, they came here to study. I need a magic system with enough powers, components, and rules to require a spreadsheet and a flowchart. That's what really gets me invested. Crippling frustration and mind-numbing boredom. And once your reader gets the slightest grasp on your magic system, throw in a curveball and topple down that house of cards. They'll thank you for it by not buying anything else you ever write. On the flip side, we have number 6. Got yourself into a pickle? Invent some convenient magic. Main character about to die? Invent some magic that'll save their life. Problem solved. So what if the magic has never been utilized, mentioned, or foreshadowed at any other point within the story? So what if the magic could have been used earlier to save someone else's life, or to eliminate the conflict of the story entirely? And so what if the magic directly contradicts scenes from earlier within the plot? Readers aren't interested in stories that make sense. Put your focus where it matters, like in more world building. Number 7, historical accuracy is a must. After all, you're writing historical fiction. Wait, we're not? Then what are we even talking about? I know you chose to write fantasy because it's one of the most creatively free genres. You can write about dragons and wizards, but you still gotta make every single social custom historically accurate, to medieval Europe specifically. But Jenna, I can write about dragons, but not a multicultural society? You got it. That's historical accuracy. Cultures don't mix. I mean, what even is immigration? But Jenna, I can have characters resurrect from the dead, but no females in power? I mean, you can try it, but I'm just gonna pretend a male's in charge. You know, for shiggles. But Jenna, none of this is actually historically accurate, so wouldn't this advice be contradictory? Don't you dare bring factual information to this fight. I'm here to be right, not to be smart. Number 8, you better not include a token, you social justice warrior. Look, I know you want to be inclusive, but we all know the facts. People of color didn't exist until the 80s. Gay people didn't exist until the Obama administration. Women have technically existed since the Virgin Mary, but in very, very small numbers. And Santa Claus created all of us equal. With all these scientifically proven stats in mind, it's only logical that your story should consist exclusively of cis-het white men. Or elves or dwarves, but you know, white ones. Maybe you can include one woman, maybe. But only if your other characters sexually assault her. Hey, I don't make the rules. Chat over on Reddit does. Number 9, language is static. Remember what I said, folks. Fantasy has to be historically accurate, specifically to medieval Europe. That means your character's dialogue has to match their vernacular, because it's the law. No idioms whatsoever, even if you specifically created them to fit your world building. I know I said world building is important, but that doesn't apply here. Titles need to come straight from existing government, religious, and royal lineages. Because writing isn't about creation or having ideas. Leave the thinking to the experts. And don't even think about including swear words, even though they've existed for thousands of years. After all, do you really want Karen to call your manager? And last but certainly not least, number 10, writing expectations never change. You may have noticed a common denominator from this list, and that's that all of these points, or at least a lot of them, are mirrored in a lot of classic works. That's because the writing industry and reader expectations never change. Literally ever. Compare Tolkien's work to Rick Riordan. Identical, isn't it? I don't see a difference. The storytelling expectations from 100 years ago are exactly the same as they are today. It's not like people who pick up a classic are expecting an entirely different structure or language than they would see today. That's why it's so deeply encouraged to emulate ancient methods that have not at all gone out of style. It's like wearing a bustle dress and a fascinator to a job interview. Everyone will take you super seriously. So that's all I got for you today. Again, while these are tips that I have seen floating around the internet, I am presenting them to you sarcastically. Please do not take them, do not follow them. They suck, they're the worst. Write better. Thanks again to World Anvil for sponsoring today's video. Again, if you are a fantasy lover like myself, I cannot recommend World Anvil enough. It is a huge asset to storytellers and world builders. Don't forget, you can try out World Anvil for free, or you can get 20% off Master and Grandmaster membership with code Jenna Moreci. Click the link in the description, plug in that code, get yourself a discount. It is awesome. You'll love it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, ring that bell. The Save Your Sister is available in audiobook right now, so if you haven't checked it out, you absolutely should. Emma Tigan did an amazing job voicing Layla's story. I have the links listed below. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and BookBub, and of course you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci.
Goodbye, everyone. I would like to go see my father.
Bye!
Hey everyone, I'm Emma Tigan, narrator for The Save Your Sister, written by Jenna Moreci. If you enjoy her channel and want to hear more writing advice and updates about her books, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll know as soon as her content goes live.